Alright, this is how I have everything wired up. I have one ballast over here, mounted on the side of my fender. And my wires over here, I got them tucked right under. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Tucked right all under here. All along the front end of the car. Over here is the relay. Got this taped up. I'll show you where the relay wires are running to my battery here in a few seconds. You come over all the way under here, so the wires are all tucked in. My second ballast, even though it's a slim version, it's still going to fit right here because it wouldn't have laid flat enough and my hood would have been propped up on the right side. So I used the double sticky tape and I taped it to my coolant here. Just had to be a little creative, and I still put a bracket on there, but put tape on each side and sealed it down. And this is where it connects. So the right side, if you're facing the car, if you're inside the car, it's the left side. It's your bulb connector, your stock housing bulb connector is going to connect into the HID bulb kit. But here's a little cool thing I need to show you guys. You gotta be really careful when you're looking at this. Is the way you connect this. Now I have this taped up with electric tape, which that's what you want to do with everything once you get everything plugged in correctly. But if you looked at my last video, you might recall seeing these right here. See the tabs, which I told you to click in, make sure they're secure. If you look at this male connector here, the tab is on this side, and the clip from the stock housing bulb clip is on this side. And once you first look at this, you'll see, and you might think that you want to clip it in over here. Well, that's not true, because you want to look at your wiring as well. So you see black and red, and white and blue, and black and blue. So you got to be real careful when you plug in these things in, because if you don't plug it in correctly, especially with the capacitors and the relay, once you switch your car on, you can blow the whole unit. So one rule of thumb that I stated before is white's hot, red's hot, black's ground, and brown's ground. In my case, this one is brown. See if you can see that. It's just dark, so you want to match up the dark colors. Anything white, anything red is going to be positive. So I connected it that way. Even though the clip was misguiding, you might think you might want to flip it over and plug it in that way, but that wasn't true. So make sure you follow the rule of thumb when you're wiring. Wrap that up with some electric tape when you're done. You come over here on this side. This right here is what connects to your battery. Now, this thing was really small. I'll put a picture up there so you can see what it looks like. But there's two pieces. One goes on the positive end of your battery, and I'm not sure if you can see that, but that thing is really small. It couldn't fit over the nut of my battery, so I actually had to use some wire cutters and snip in half and bent it over this power connector here, and then screwed it down with the nut. And I didn't have to do it over here on this side, and this is the grounded side, because of this side was small enough. But if you look over here, this bolt, it's a little bit bigger. So that's just a little creative way of getting it done. I mean, you have to think outside the box when you're hooking these things up, and just be real careful with the wiring and make sure everything's taped down and hooked up correctly. When you flip the car on for the first time, they'll flash a little bit first, so all the gases can get worked in, and it'll work fine after that. Just give it a few seconds, and it might change colors from time to time. When I first started up, it was really dark blue, and then it worked itself into really white blue. So shoot me a message or leave a comment if you have any questions. I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Just make sure the biggest, most important thing is lining up your wires correctly. Wrap it up with some tape when you're done. Mounting the ballast so they don't get moved around, and hooking up the wires correctly. Now your relay right here, this might make a buzzing noise when you first turn it on for the first time. It might make a weird buzzing noise and crackling noise. Just use it for a few days, just like you regularly would. Start the car up and use it, but if it continues to make that noise, you might want to contact your manufacturer, because your relay might need to be replaced, which is just a plug right here. Unplug this, send it back into them, and then send you a new one. I'll show you how to put a bulb in. One little cool trick I know how to put the bulb in. I'll use a stock bulb as an example, but like I said, my car is a 2010 Dodge Charger, and I don't have a battery in front, but this is an auxiliary port. My battery's in the truck. I'll show you how. One cool trick I used as a guidance to put these bulbs in. I'm not sure if it's the same thing on every car, but at least if you drive a Charger, it'll be very helpful in another little trick. But anyway, I'll give you a quick little guide again. Everything's hooked up so you can see everything. There's the power, there's the ground. You can ground this anywhere. I just chose to ground it there because it was close enough. My wire's kind of pulled, as you can see, so I didn't want to pull it too far away. I want to give it a little bit of room so it can breathe. There's the ballast comes down here. The relay. My wire's tucked in, all under the car. And come over here. Here's my connector. Remember the biggest thing here: white's hot, red's hot, dark colors are ground, and then you have your secondary ballast right here. Now you might want to be asking your question: where's this? It's just secondary part of this, and the passenger side connector. Remember, I told you we don't use that. That is, let me see if I can find it in here. Yeah, it's all the way down here. It's all the way down there. That's the second. If you're inside the car, it's the passenger side, your right hand side bulb connector, your stock bulb connector. You do not need that. Tape it up and get it out the way. This thing only draws power from one bulb connector, and the way I have it hooked up, it's my driver's side. So let me grab that bulb and I'll show you one cool trick I used as a reference, because this is my second HID kit, and I had a terrible time, numerous hours, not hours, but minutes wasted trying to put those bulbs in and make sure they clicked in properly. And remember, you got to be very diligent with these things because you don't want to break them, get your oils from your hand on them. So let me grab that and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so this is about 1 year in of using these bulbs. As you can see, compared to when they were first installed, nowhere is close to where the quality was. I bought these thinking they were, 10,000K blue, and as you can see, if you watched the first part of this video, it was really blue. Like legitimately blue at the end of the video when you saw the finished product. But as you can see now, it's kind of just white, just plain white. It's dim. As you can see, the left side is significantly less bright, and that's the driver's side, and that's the side that sometimes doesn't come on. It just doesn't come on. You have to turn off the lights on and off about 2-3 times, and then it clicks on. It acts like there's a short in the wiring, or there's maybe a ballast going out, but when it comes on, it works. It's just really dim. So let me show you what it looks like from the outside. Let's go outside here. There it is. As you can see, it's more of a white instead of actual blue, and not as bright as when you first installed it. Here. There you go. You see, I just wanted to show you an example of the left side not turning on. As you can see, the right side is completely on, left side is not even on, and this is an issue that I've dealt with for the last maybe 3 months. Turn it off, wait for a few seconds, turn it back on, there it goes, it clicks on. And of course, it needs time to warm up, and once it's warmed up, it's still nowhere as bright as the right side. Even when it gets fully warmed up, both are not blue as they used to be. They're more of a white color. They look really, really bad at night. You can't see as good, especially in the rain. The stock lights are better, believe it or not. But I'm glad you got to see what I was talking about. So, we went over everything. I showed you the problems that I've experienced with these bulbs, this kit. Overall, I'm not going to degrade the company or the seller on this. Just could be my luck and, you know, just my car in general, or it just could be a lemon that I got. But from what I've experienced, I wouldn't recommend this product. And I could have returned them. The manufacturer wasn't very helpful, but I could have returned them through Amazon and get a full refund. But I wanted to keep them for that purpose, to keep them for a while, to stress test them and see how would they hold up. As you can see in the first part of the video, it looked great. 6 months in, we start experiencing issues. So I really, in my opinion, I don't think it's the car or the way it's hooked up. There's no shorts or whatnot. I really think it's just a kit. Normal wear and tear, longevity, it doesn't last. So, like I said, that's my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm not trying to knock the company or whatnot, but that's just my experience. Hopefully you liked this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments there, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you.